Ladies and gentlemen, when we look deeply into life, we begin to see that everything is connected by patterns, invisible currents that move through us and around us. The thoughts that pass through your mind, the emotions that rest in your heart, these are not just fleeting experiences. They are signals, frequencies, vibrations that interact with the world. Alignment is the art of bringing these two powerful forces, the mind and the heart, into harmony so that they no longer send mixed messages to existence. Imagine a musician tuning an instrument. If one string is out of tune, the melody is broken. But when every string resonates together, the sound moves people to tears. In the same way, when your mind holds a vision and your heart feels the emotion of that vision, you begin to broadcast a signal so coherent that reality itself responds. Most people live in separation. They think one thought, yet feel another emotion. They wish for success, yet deep inside they feel unworthy. They desire love, yet carry fear of rejection. This disharmony weakens the signal, scattering it like a whisper in a storm. Alignment requires courage because it asks you to examine the truth of your inner world. You must ask yourself, do my thoughts agree with my feelings? Do my desires align with my actions? Am I truly sending out the frequency of what I wish to receive? When these answers begin to align, you discover a power that has always been there but rarely harnessed. Alignment is not effortful struggle. It is not about forcing yourself to believe or pretending to feel what you do not. It is about sincerity, about allowing yourself to dwell in a state where thought and feeling embrace. Picture the image of abundance in your mind and allow gratitude to rise in your chest as if abundance is already flowing to you. See the vision of healing and let peace wash over you as though the healing is already complete. When the image in the mind and the emotion in the heart become one, you are no longer hoping for change. You are becoming the change. At this moment, the universe responds not to your words but to your state of being. Matter bends to match coherence because coherence is the language of creation. Just as a radio must be tuned precisely to catch a signal, so too must your inner world be tuned to catch the reality you wish to live. If there is static, the message is lost, but when the signal is clear, the connection is instant. The impossible becomes possible not because you chased it harder, but because you aligned yourself so completely that reality had no choice but to reflect it back. To live in alignment is to live in truth. It is to stop fighting with yourself, to stop sending out mixed signals, and to allow the fullness of your being to speak one clear message. When that happens, manifestation is not something you wait for. It is something you embody. Time is one of the greatest illusions that shapes the way people live their lives. They believe change takes years, that growth must be slow, and that transformation is always somewhere far away in the future. But what if this was only a story the mind tells? What if time is not the limitation we imagine it to be? What if one moment, lived fully, with complete presence, could carry more power than a lifetime of distraction? When you sit quietly and observe, you see that the mind constantly drifts between past and future. It remembers pain, disappointment, and failure, or it projects fear, doubt, and uncertainty about what lies ahead. In this way, every minute is diluted by thoughts that are not rooted in the present. This is why change feels so slow. You are not truly here. You are scattered. But if you call all of your attention back to this moment, even for a single breath, you step into a field where time loses its grip. 1 minute of absolute presence is not small. It is infinite. Transformation happens in this space because the energy of your life is no longer divided. Imagine a beam of light. If it spreads in all directions, it is soft and weak. But when that same light is focused into a single point, it becomes a laser, capable of cutting through steel. The same is true for your mind and heart. When they are scattered across years of regret and fear of tomorrow, little changes. But when they unite in one present moment, their power is unstoppable. That is why 1 minute of pure awareness can ignite a shift that years of effort could not achieve. Do not underestimate the value of the present. It is not empty. It contains everything. The seed of your future is planted in the soil of now. If you bring intention, emotion, and focus into this minute, you water that seed with the most potent energy available. And then the impossible begins to unfold, not because time has passed, but because you stepped into timelessness. Many people will ask, can my life truly change in a single minute? The answer is not in the number of minutes, but in the depth of the minute you live. A shallow minute, filled with worry and distraction, passes quickly and leaves nothing behind. But a deep minute, where you are fully immersed in vision, feeling, and trust, stretches beyond measure. That 1 minute imprints a new pattern into the field of possibility, and reality begins to reorganize itself accordingly. So it is not time that creates change, it is presence. It is the depth of your surrender, the strength of your focus, and the coherence of your being. When you step into that, even the impossible can begin to shift in less than a heartbeat. Time bends to consciousness, not the other way around. To step into a new reality, you cannot remain the same person you were yesterday. The world outside of you is always a mirror, reflecting back the state of your inner being. If you wish to see something different, you must first become different. To embody the future self now is to live as if the destination has already been reached. It is to bring the emotions of tomorrow into the body today, to feel the freedom, the abundance, the health, as though they are already here. Many people wait for external change before they allow themselves to feel differently. They say, when I succeed, then I will feel confident. When I find love, then I will feel whole. When I heal, then I will feel peace. But this waiting is the greatest trap. By postponing the feeling, they postpone the reality. They remain stuck in a loop where nothing new can arrive because they are not offering the frequency of what they desire. To become the future self now means reversing this order. You allow yourself to feel confidence before the success comes. You embody love before another person arrives. You rest in peace before the healing is visible. In doing so, you align your vibration with the life you wish to create. The body does not distinguish between what is real in the physical sense and what is vividly imagined with emotion. It responds the same way. When you live this truth, you step into the field of creation rather than the field of waiting. Consider an actor on stage. To deliver their role convincingly, they must become the character. They do not simply speak the lines. They feel the emotions. They live the reality of the story as if it were their own. For that moment, the boundary between self and role disappears. The audience believes because the actor has believed first. In life, the universe is your audience. It responds when you fully embody the role of the person you wish to be. This requires discipline of mind and openness of heart. The old self will try to hold on, repeating familiar doubts and fears. But every time you choose to step into the feeling of your future instead, you weaken the grip of the old story and strengthen the reality of the new one. Over time, the old patterns dissolve, and the future self you have been embodying becomes the only self that remains. To live in this way is to stop waiting. It is to claim your place in the reality you have envisioned, not someday, but now. The moment you embody your future, the impossible begins to organize itself around you. You are no longer reaching toward what you want. You are radiating it, and in that radiance, life reflects it back with precision. There are moments in life when the ordinary rhythm of existence shifts, when the energy in the air feels different, when doors that seemed closed suddenly feel lighter to push open. These moments are not accidents. They are windows of opportunity where the collective field of consciousness rises, and those who are awake enough to sense it can step into transformation with greater ease. The dates August 14 to 16 are such a window, not because the numbers themselves carry power, but because human attention, intention, and energy gather in alignment during this time. When many focus at once, the field amplifies. It is like many drops of water forming a wave. Alone, each drop is small, but together they carry the strength to move even stone. To approach these days with awareness is to recognize that your personal energy is part of a larger current. If you enter this window distracted, doubting, or holding onto fear, the wave passes by without you. But if you step into it with presence, clarity, and openness, the wave lifts you. It carries you forward faster and further than you could move alone. This is why certain moments can bring breakthroughs that seemed impossible before. The field is stronger, and your alignment with it multiplies your own power. This is not superstition. It is sensitivity. Just as the moon pulls on the tides of the ocean, collective focus pulls on the tides of consciousness. When many people focus on possibility, on healing, on manifestation, the invisible field that connects all of us becomes charged. Stepping into such a moment with your own clear vision allows you to ride this energy like a bird riding the wind. The bird does not create the wind, but it knows how to spread its wings and be carried. To make use of this opening, you must prepare yourself. Set aside the stories that keep you bound to the past. Enter with a clean heart, uncluttered by doubt. Choose one vision, one desire, and let it fill your mind and body as though it has already been fulfilled. Then, during this sacred window, give yourself fully to that vision. 1 minute of absolute focus at this time can be more powerful than hours of unfocused wishing at another. These dates remind us that time is not only linear, it is also energetic. There are days that carry no special weight, and then there are days that invite us to step into the extraordinary. When such an invitation appears, it is wise to accept. You do not have to force anything. Simply enter the window with trust, with openness, with the willingness to let the impossible touch you. In the end, it is not the date itself that changes you. It is your readiness to meet the moment. August 14 to 16 is a symbol, a doorway. You are the one who must walk through it. Every person carries a story within them, a collection of memories, beliefs, and identities formed over years of living. This story becomes the lens through which life is experienced. For some, the story is empowering, filled with moments of courage and triumph. For others, it is heavy, built on fear, disappointment, and limitation. Whether we realize it or not, the story we hold onto shapes the future we step into. If you wish to create the impossible, the first step is to let go of the old story that binds you to the past. The mind often resists this. It clings to the familiar, even if the familiar causes suffering. Why? Because the known feels safe. The old story, even if painful, offers certainty. The unknown feels like a void, and the mind is afraid of emptiness. Yet transformation requires emptiness. If a cup is already full, nothing new can be poured into it. Only when you release the old contents can you make space for fresh water. In the same way, only when you surrender the old story can the new reality flow into your life. Surrender is not weakness. It is strength in its purest form. To surrender is to stop fighting against what has already been, to stop rehearsing the same identity, to stop carrying the weight of old wounds as if they define you. It is to say, this no longer serves me. and to open your hands, releasing what you have been holding for too long. In that release, a lightness comes, a space opens, and into that space something new can be born. Many ask, how do I let go? The answer is simple, though not always easy. You let go by refusing to keep feeding the old story with your attention. Every time the past rises, you recognize it, you bow to it, and you choose not to give it more energy. You return your focus to the vision of the future self you are becoming. It is like starving a fire by no longer adding wood. Slowly, the flames die out. This act of surrender also requires trust. Trust that life is intelligent, that the field you are connected to knows more than the limited mind. Trust that by releasing what you have outgrown, you will not fall into nothingness, but into a greater truth. This trust allows you to step beyond the fear of losing who you think you are, and to discover who you truly are. In the silence that follows surrender, you will feel a shift. The weight lifts. The energy that was tied up in carrying the old story is freed, and it flows into creation. This is the moment when the impossible begins to rearrange itself, because you are no longer trapped in the prison of what has been. You are open to what can be, and in that openness, miracles find their way to you with ease. When a seed breaks through the soil and grows into a tree, it does not question whether it will bear fruit one day. It simply grows, step by step, season by season, already carrying the reality of the tree within its essence. In the same way, once you have aligned your mind and heart, once you have surrendered the old story, the final step is to live as though the miracle has already occurred. This is not pretending. It is embodying the truth that the future you desire is already present in the field of possibility, waiting for you to match it with your state of being. Most people walk through life in contradiction. They pray for change, yet live as if nothing has changed. They ask for abundance, but continue to act from scarcity. They ask for healing, but continue to carry the posture of someone unwell. This misalignment creates distance between their vision and their reality. To close that distance, you must walk as if the reality you want is already here. Let your actions, words, and even your smallest choices reflect the state of someone who already lives the life they dream of. This is not arrogance, it is coherence. If you wish to manifest peace, then let peace flow through your movements, your speech, your breath. If you wish for abundance, let generosity and gratitude become your natural expression. If you wish for love, then open your heart and treat others with the tenderness you long to receive. In this way, your external life becomes a reflection of the internal reality you have chosen. The universe does not wait. It mirrors who you are being right now. To walk as the miracle already fulfilled also means carrying trust in moments when doubt whispers. There will be times when the external evidence has not yet caught up with your inner reality. In those moments, you must hold steady, living as if the unseen is more real than what is visible. Just as a seed germinates underground before breaking through the soil, the miracle begins in silence in the unseen layers of existence. Your task is to continue walking, speaking, and breathing as though it is already alive. This way of living reshapes you. It teaches you that you are not waiting for life to change. You are actively embodying the change. Each step you take reinforces the new pattern. Each choice you make from this state strengthens the signal you broadcast. And soon, the external world, unable to resist the coherence of your being, rearranges itself to match the truth you have been living. To carry yourself as though the miracle has already come is to honor the intelligence of creation. It is to recognize that the future does not arrive one day in the distance. It unfolds through you, moment by moment, here and now. When you live in this way, the impossible does not remain impossible. It becomes natural. It becomes inevitable. It becomes who you are.